Bulk publishing variations and bulk publishing individuals. What is the difference? In my course, I have added a video to demonstrate the differences between variations and individuals. It's really simple. I know having these tabs at the bottom might make it a bit confusing. Honestly, most people should just start with the first draft generator. It's the most simple form of generating a first draft. That's the only way to put it. Once you've done that, you can separate it with heading and text, and then you can get, it's trying to do that, but you can separate it by heading and text, and then you can get the rewriting prompt to expand on and improve the text that you generate from the entire blog post. Let's say the first draft generator generates an entire article and it's only 1,000 words long, and you want to extend that. Maybe it's not written much, it's written 7 subheadings, but it's not gone into as much depth. You can put the heading and the text from the first draft generator into this cell, and then you can use the prompt to get it to grab this cell and then rewrite and expand on that in this cell. And that's what I do. Again, I've demonstrated this in the course. I can do a video for YouTube to show exactly what I mean, but for now I want to show what variations are. Most people call it the brand swap method. Shauna Newman mentioned this method a very long time ago. It was something quite similar to this. I think she said, can rabbits eat cheese, can rabbits eat carrots, can rabbits eat, something along those lines. So it's very similar. Your variable can be the actual food itself, or it could be the animal, the subject. In this case, it's the keyword is, can dogs eat cheese, can birds eat cheese, that's the keyword, and we're doing variations of this keyword. So it's really simple. Bulk publishing individuals is just multiple keywords. So it could be, can dogs eat cheese, are dogs friendly, are dogs allergic to. They would be around your topic cluster, but they wouldn't be variations of the same keyword. They're just individual keywords, but you're batch creating and bulk uploading. The reason why we have separate processes for variations and individuals is because with variations, you might already have a working model. I could have an article, I could have can dogs eat cheese already on my site, and it could be doing really well. So I want to take that article and I want to make variations of it for different animals. My site's about animals and I want to make different variations of that post. I don't really need to do keyword research because I just plan on covering all of the animals that I talk about on my site. So I can take this article and see if it works for these other animals. So it's a very simple concept. Ideally, again, you have a working model and you can just you might want to use AI to generate these titles. I've used get title. I've put the variables in their own column, so when I use concatenate, I don't have to worry about singular and plural. I'll generate AI introduction, so these are all different. Again, if you were doing this without AI, you'd be using concatenate, and you'd have to do as much variations as you could so you don't have a duplicate article, or you can minimize the percentage of duplicateness with when you're publishing. So of course the titles are different, so it's not the same can dogs eat cheese, can birds eat cheese. It wouldn't be the same article because we've had that generated by AI. Again, introduction is generated using the title by AI. Now the headings would be exactly the same because we're using concatenate. Again, let's say we have a working article and the first heading is, let's just write it out, concatenate nutritional benefits of, would be good if we had the food. If we were doing tons of these, we might have cheese, eggs, and so on, and then we'd want to have them in their own column, so we could use concatenate and do 100 articles. So we're not going to do 100 animals eating cheese. We'd probably do cheese and different animals and different food groups. But for this case, we're going to go the nutritional benefits of cheese for, and now is where we put the variation in. So we'll just do a comma, and we're going to grab the field that has cats. And it's okay because we're going to use capitalize, even though we've got this lowercase cat. We can use the category because it has a capital, but either way. So nutritional benefits of cheese for cats. So we can see it's grabbed from the column B2. So we've got our variation. It's automatically generated that. This is what variation does. Nutritional benefits of cheese for cats, nutritional benefits of cheese for dogs, geckos, hamsters, geckos. So now, because we have the subject or the variable in the heading, we have no trouble generating the text for this subheading. We can use get para, or we can use a prompt. I'm going to use a prompt, and we're going to just get it to write. Okay, we've got to write a new prompt. So we've got one to generate the entire blog post. Let's write a new prompt. All right, and do we want engaging? Sometimes engaging makes it write like an introduction, and we don't want it to write in the tone of an introduction. An engaging and detailed, creative and unique 3 or 2. 3. 3 engaging and detailed, creative and unique paragraphs. I can't spell today. Paragraphs closely related to this subheading. Do we want to use BR tags? BR tags. Let's just put it in between because sometimes it doesn't. Each sentence and bold tags for keywords and phrases. This is hit and miss, but let's just tell it to do it in a human sounding tone. That should be enough. So back over to variations. So again, with variations, we would usually be just swapping out a word, a few words here and there, and then we have this very similar article. When we use AI, we get to have our structured headings. We get to have the subject in the heading, so we don't have to worry about the AI just generating text that has nothing to do with the subject. And then we have this really tailored information. So again, we don't have to worry about using concatenate. We still use concatenate, but we get to use it less because it's going to do that heavy lifting for us. And we're going to click and drag. It's going to generate the paragraphs for each of these. Let's hope there's no errors. Started with a break for some reason. Let's wrap it. Cheese is one of the most beloved snacks for cats and humans alike. But did you know it has incredible nutritional benefits too? Cheese as a nutrition food source. Looks like it's tried to create a H3 health benefit. Yeah, it looks like it started making the whole article because health benefits we'd probably actually no, that is right. Adding variety to your pet's diet. It started trying to create its whole article. This is good. Protein rich, calcium filled, healthy fats from cheese. And of course, as I mentioned, it's going to refer to the animal all throughout, so you don't have to worry about doing concatenate for that. Another nutritional benefit of cheese for geckos is etc, etc. And then you'd move on to your second subheading. Again, if you've got an already working article, this is very easy. So insert column left, and we're going to put heading 2. The reason I didn't put these headings in before is because again, I was going off having a working article, in which case you'd have the template in WP all import already, and this would be, cats would be variation 1, so it would naturally swap this out. But then of course, without that, you can't generate, without having the heading in the sheet, you can't generate the text, so you do need to have it in. And I'll add that to the bulk publishing spreadsheet. So let's do another example. We didn't answer the question. Hopefully the question gets answered in the title, but sorry, in the introduction, but if not, that should have been the first one, but it's fine. We'll just put it here. We're going to answer the question in the second subheading, concatenate. We could just use the keyword, but it's a good chance to show you concatenate if you don't know much about it. This is my best friend. So can variable, what's the field? Can cats, category B2. Can B2 eat you could switch up a bit, but can dogs eat cheese, can geckos eat cheese, and so on. And again, we do the same thing. I'm just going to copy this one so it automatically knows to grab from this column. We can click and drag. I just love the click and drag. It's a common misconception that cats cannot eat cheese. These types of cheese cats can eat, blah, blah, blah. In your prompt, you might want to tell it to include H3s where possible or wherever it needs to, because what we can see is it's trying to make its own subheadings just using bold tags, which is fine if that's how you format, but I would prefer it to have some text and then a H3 instead. This one's good. It's just got straight to the point. It said, yes, hamsters can eat cheese, and it's bolded it. So you do want to have as much HTML in your outputs as possible, because when it comes to publishing, it's done a lot of the work for you. You can go in and add your spacer, your table of contents, your FAQ schema and things like that after. This video is going to go on too long. We've got the anchor text. Anchor text is just grabbed from the keyword, and then once you put your site in this field, it's going to generate a URL. So I'm going to do a dummy. So yeah, once you've got your site in there, you've got your anchor text, the URL will be generated using the slug and your site, and the ahref, the internal link that you'll use, or the clickable link, will be generated using your site, the URL, so the generated URL, which is your site, and the slug and your anchor text. So you can change your anchor text, but it's grabbing from the keyword, and then you make your internal links. But again, video's gone on long enough. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I just wanted to show in depth what a variation type post is, how we do them, why we do them, when it's best to do them. Again, when I do variation type posts, it's because I already have an article that's worked well, and I've found opportunities to make variations of it because it's easy. I can either generate most of the article with AI and edit it, or I can take an entire template or make my working article into a template and start to feed that into the sheet, and then use AI to help me make those variations. So I hope that video was useful. It's probably only going to be useful to a small percentage of people that have the sheet, but if you are interested in the sheet, I'm happy to demonstrate more ways that it can be used, and I'll probably be doing a lot more of these types of videos over the next few weeks. That's it, guys. Peace.